Hi Vibrant Souls, welcome or welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is Vibrant Soul Tarot, and if you are returning, welcome back my Vibrant Soul tribe. I've missed you. So today's pick a card reading, we are going to be asking about the person on your mind, and we're going to be asking how do they feel about you and seeing what comes up. We're going to be looking at tarot cards first, then we're going to get an additional oracle card for some further insights and confirmation. We'll be looking at channeled message cards to get as in-depth as possible. Also, we'll be doing some zodiac signs and initials, so some of you can get some further confirmation. And then the last thing we'll be doing is just a little piece of advice or a little message for you at the end. So feel free to stick around for all of that, or one thing or two things, whatever you feel like doing, okay? I'm just glad you're here. So that's pretty much it. We're going to go ahead and get into the pile selections. So we're going to start right here with pile number one. Pile number one, we have the Modern Witch Tarot deck, and the stone on top of the deck is this flower agate crescent moon. I'm holding it up a little closer so you can get a better look. But we have this crescent moon here for pile one. Pile number two, we have the Rainbow Heart Tarot deck, and on top of that we have this selenite tower with these chakra stones on it. Last but not least, we have pile number three. So we have the Starlight Tarot deck, and on top of that one, we have this Sheen Obsidian. Trying to get you guys a peek at that flash. Okay. So please take your time if you need to in choosing your pile or piles. You can choose as many as you would like or as many as you feel drawn to. When you do have your pile selected, I will post the timestamps for each one in the description box below for your convenience, along with other information, like if you're wondering the names of any of the decks that are going to be used in this reading, that will be in the description box too. Don't forget to check out your channeled song if you want, which is kind of just like a little add-on additional message to the reading. You can take it how it means to you. You can think of it intuitively. It's up to you. But other than that, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any further questions for me, feel free to just skim the description box really fast. It may not be answered, so if it's not, feel free to comment it, and I will try my best to get back to you in a timely manner. I am only human sometimes, and sometimes YouTube doesn't show me like a lot of the recent comments. Sometimes it glitches. It's really weird, but I do try, and I don't ignore you guys on purpose, okay? I just want to make that clear. But other than that, there's nothing left to it but to do your reading, which I am excited for, and I will see you guys at whatever pile or piles that you choose. Bye! Hi pile one, welcome to your reading. If you chose the Crescent Moon or the Modern Witch Tarot deck, you have found the right place. So today we are asking about that person on your mind and their feelings for you. What are they? So I hope you guys are comfortable and relaxed because we are going to begin here. First things first, I just want to set the intention, and I want to invite Spirit in, and then we will begin. So Spirit, if you could please tune me into my pile one's collective energy. Can you show me in pile one the collective messages for how this person on their mind is currently feeling about them? What do they need to know about their feelings for them? And any information that they're needing to hear, know, or see about the connection or this person. Please and thank you, Spirit. May this reading offer pile one clarity, answers that they're looking for, or messages that they are needing at this time. Thank you very much, as always, Spirit. Okay. We already got one popping out. So what are their feelings here for my pile one? Spirit, what are their feelings for pile one? This person on their mind. What are their feelings here? What are their feelings for pile one? Okay. So the first card coming out is the Moon, which is interesting because you chose a moon too. So we have the Moon, the Queen of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and the Three of Wands. Clarifying the Moon card here. What is their feelings for pile 1? Spirit, clarify the Moon card. We have the Hanged One. Also coming out with that, we have the Four of Wands. Interesting. Clarify the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Wands along with the Six of Cups here. I am going to keep that one. So if you wonder why, sometimes if another card comes out and I put one back and then I keep the other one, it's just because it's just how I feel intuitively. I can't really explain it other than that. And also if there's a deeper message with that, like kind of like a story, I know that I'll probably forget. So I need to put it there just to be reminded. Clarify the Page of Cups here. We have the Ace of Cups. Clarify the Three of Wands. We have the King of Swords. Bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands being the overall energy of victory and success. Wanting this to really work out. I'm also hearing like wanting to be seen in a good light. They may like positive reinforcement or praise. And that's so funny because I'm saying praise, but I heard they may have a praise kink. That's funny. Okay, no kink shaming here. Sometimes I get a kick out of the messages. Also, this is a general reading too, so not every single detail may resonate, especially if we kind of get those little specific ones like that. Just take what's for you and leave the rest for somebody else, okay? All right. With that, let's begin. Okay, I'm kind of viewing this Moon as a little bit of this person's own blockages. I just heard that they can be their own worst enemy. When it comes to their feelings, the Moon represents deep emotions. It represents subconscious things, and it also can represent our fears. It can also represent our secrets as well too, which may be that this person has feelings for you that they are either not expressing, they're withholding. And it can represent like unknown energy, like things that either need to come to light, secrets or deceiving, but also it just feels like with this, there's a strong sense of wanting to know, but also being too scared to ask, if that makes sense. The zodiac sign Pisces or Cancer could be significant as well, although it doesn't have to be. We will get further confirmation of different zodiac signs and initials and things like that later on, so feel free to stick around. But I kind of feel like, yeah, the message with this is sometimes this person can be their own worst enemy. And so these things, whether they're subconscious, whether they're secrets that have come out, or they're just this person's fears, they're coming through as kind of a blockage, right? They're making this person feel kind of stuck in regards to this situation, like there's nothing that they can do at this time, and it's causing, I think, even more emotions a little bit to stir up. It's almost as if like this person like wants to fully express themselves. They want to say what's on their mind, they want to say what's in their heart, but there's this energy of like unknown. There's this energy of fear, all of those sort of things that are kind of stopping them from doing so. There's also a message here too that this person could have recently realized something. They could have gotten a different perspective of this situation, a different perspective of how they feel due to like this situation or the energy that they're in right now. With the Queen of Pentacles here too, I do think that this person views you as somebody who is very secure, very nurturing, and sometimes when the pentacles come out, I view that as like relationship material, because it's something that you want something with in the physical. It's something that you see them as having something to offer, right? in many ways. And so with the Six of Cups and the Knight of Wands, it kind of makes me think that this person like maybe had bad habits, or maybe they were in an energy of dating around, not really wanting to settle down and things like that with this Knight of Wands. And they could be really honestly considering putting all of that in the past and focusing their energy on you, because you offer them a type of stability that they really like, that they're really interested in. And I think that they look at you and hold you to a high value, somebody who is a high value person, or somebody, like we said, has a lot to offer, somebody that they want something here with in the material world, deeper than just sex, deeper than just something for the night. You get what I'm saying? Because that Nine of Wands in the tarot, it's notorious, especially in love readings, for being that type of energy, right? Something that comes in very hot, steamy, passionate, right? But it doesn't stay that long. It's hard to control. It's hard to tie down. And so with the Six of Cups coming out with the Knight of Wands, they're like, okay, maybe those past behaviors, those past things, it's time to put that in the past and embrace what I have right here. Also, the first card being the Moon, and talking about that, that could also be something that kind of scares the shit out of this person a little bit. And so they may be like contemplating, or like with the Hanged One here, like even though they feel stuck right now, or they may not be doing anything, I think that they are thinking. I think that they are contemplating. I think that they are also kind of observing. Since you see that halo around the person on the Hanged One here, that represents enlightenment, right? It represents things happening in your experience, and you're in this situation at this time. It may be uncomfortable. It may not be what you want, because the Hanged Man is like, you know, you don't really have much say in it unless you surrender. But there's also a sense of enlightenment, getting the information, you know, seeing something from a different perspective, realizing certain things here too. And so if this Moon card represents, I would say, like, for an example, if it represents their deep fear for this like situation, a perspective shift with this Hangman would be like, oh, I'm really fearful of this situation because I actually really care, because I actually really want it, right? Or if the Moon card can represent maybe things coming to light, things coming to the surface, like things that they're not necessarily proud of, whether that's past actions or things within them, then the Hanged Man is like a realization of like, okay, I need to move through this, or okay, I need to put that behind me. I need to, you know, write this because I don't like this position that I'm in right now, if that makes sense too, okay? But I love the Page of Cups and the Ace of Cups. I had to take a really deep breath right now, because that was very like deep and intense energy, going from that to this like lighthearted energy. But I like this Page of Cups and this Ace of Cups. This makes me feel like this person has genuine feelings for you. It makes me feel like there's this childlike wonder here with the Page of Cups. Sometimes the Page of Cups can represent emotional immaturity, but I'm sensing here it's mainly like you make them feel young. You make them feel like almost like they're like in grade school and they have a crush. And like all of these feelings and stuff. And it looks like, you know, it's so funny because the Ace of Cups is the hand offering, right? And you can see the cup in this person's hand, right? And they're looking at the Queen of Pentacles with this cup. And the Queen of Pentacles is always usually focused on their pentacle, or I think sometimes they're looking at you, if I can remember, but it doesn't matter. So with that being said, it makes me feel like, again, they want to open up or express something to you. They want to offer like their love to you, their heart to you, or have an emotional conversation. They may be wondering where your head's at here too, if you would be receptive to this. But I think for the most part, you may make them want to be like more mature in that aspect too. I can see signs of this person saying like, okay, no more this thing or this old way. Now it's time to change. Now it's time to move into this direction and stuff like that, because they're like realizing that their feelings here are genuine. And with the Page of Cups too, there's definitely lots of room for expansion and definitely lots of room for growth, but it feels really good. It feels really genuine. It feels like they have something almost real here with you when it comes to their feelings. And that kind of brings us to the Three of Wands and the King of Swords. The Three of Wands is, okay, well, now what's the move? What is the next step? What are you gonna do about it? You know, you're looking out and you see this potential and you see things, you know, that you can do or things to start happening. And even with this Hanged Man here, they're like, no more being stuck. I need to do something about this. I need to make it happen. I need to move closer to you, whether that's through a conversation, whether that's through emotions. Maybe for some of you, the Three of Wands can represent distance too. Like maybe there's distance, whether that is physical or not, or something else. But the King of Swords means that they're really been thinking about it. They've been contemplating it. They want to make a decision here. And I think that they have not been taking this situation lightly when it comes to this. I feel like they have been thinking about this situation, what to do with you, what's the next step, maybe like taking it to the next level or having like a specific conversation. And they have been taking it very seriously. And so, oh, that's actually cute now, because now that we're like moving this way, I'm like, and then we have the Six of Wands. Oh, we have the Queen of Swords under here too. And we have the Seven of Wands. Yeah, I think that they do wonder, again, if you're going to be open and receptive to this. But with the Six of Wands, it's about making it work. I just heard making moves, which is interesting. Okay, let's see what comes up in this deck. Okay, so Spirit, what else can you tell us here about this person's feelings for pile 1? Oh, we have love. And you know what's the thing that I'm really drawn to is that heart radiating out. Like it starts here and then it's going out. And we were kind of like feeling that with the Ace of Cups and the Page of Cups. They're like, dang, I just have like these feelings for pile 1. I just have an appreciation for pile 1. It feels really good. Like I said, I do feel like this person's feelings for you are like pure and genuine. And at the same time, the first card coming out with the Moon, that can be very scary, right? Like when you have intense feelings for someone, or when they are real and when they are genuine and you are being serious about this person and you're not playing games or you're not wanting to play games anymore and stuff like that, it's like holy shit, like that's actually like real. You know, it kind of puts like some pressure on it at the same time. And so I do think that sometimes this person, like we said, can be their own worst enemy. Bottom of the deck, we have isolation. So maybe this person, as a defense mechanism, they may tend to revert to like isolation. And I'm hearing too, like they may have been through tough things in their life, or they felt like sometimes they just have to go it alone. Usually that can stem from childhood as well, like an emotionally absent parent or feeling like you're unheard and things like that. So when we're adults, we tend to process things, isolate on our own. Oh, there's way too many cards. Anxiety coming through. Let's see what comes out though. Okay, so tell us more about this person's feelings for pile 1, Spirit. Ideation. Ooh, and then we have frustration at the bottom here too. They could definitely idealize you, and that's the first thing that came to my mind, was like maybe this person like does idealize you. Like they may put you on a pedestal, or they, like we were talking about, they may just think like really highly of you. Let's get one more and stop. Bottom of the deck, we have abundance. Now, I want to be honest, this stop here is really making me feel like that the Moon and the Hanged Man. I know we've already talked about it, but it seems to keep coming up about like when they're wanting to fully engulf or fully embrace, or they're like realizing that they need to kind of push through it. They hesitate. They definitely hesitate at the same time. And I think that that's why, you know, it keeps him stuck. And it could also be, it doesn't even have to just be fears. This could be like subconscious patterns with the moon card here. I want to read what it says. I'm interested in the book's definition for... Oh, right. When I open it, I saw rejection. So there could be some fears of rejection there. I'm going to read what it says here. Hey, what the? Is that orange or red? That's a very orangey red, if I do say so myself. What the heck? Where is this? Is that it? Okay, sorry guys. Bear with me. Bear with me. I feel like there's an important message in here and I really want to read it. Okay, so we're in all the red. What the? Oh, it's not. This is like pink. Are you serious? That is not pink to me. It's almost, I guess maybe like a salmon. Okay, but here we are. This card is about growth of ideas and new projects in your life. Now is the time to focus on creating a safe space for your creative endeavors. This moment is just for you and your project. Let your ideas grow while you nurture and care for them. Enjoy this special time. I think that this is like seeds being planted, if I'm being quite honest. But I do feel like this person does idealize you in this situation. And sometimes you almost seem too good to be true for this person. But I think that when it comes to planning, like we were talking about with the King of Swords and the Three of Wands here, like taking that next step, moving, I think that they hesitate. And that's interesting that the stop came right after that. And so it's like they may want to take this time, or they may be thinking about it. Definitely, like I would say deep contemplation, but I think that they don't even realize sometimes how their old like subconscious patterns or fears do control them and control their actions, if I'm being quite honest. And so this could also just be like things like the ideas of like them wanting to reach out. This could be like them deciding to plan something, deciding to take that next move, deciding, you know what I'm saying? And then they may like talk themselves out of it, but it's still there. And they could also be waiting for a specific time or a perfect moment, quote unquote, which in hindsight, there are no perfect moments, right? It's just when you feel it's time or when you're ready. So interesting. But this does feel like seeds being planted. Ideas wanting to be planned out, which is kind of like that Three of Wands. Like, you know, you have the goal, you have the idea, now it's time to take the next step. The King of Swords, though, is like maybe almost thinking too much about it. And I'm also hearing too that they could just be like quite literally like right now thinking about like whether that's reaching out or a specific conversation or asking to take this to the next level, asking to meet up, asking to see you. Like that could just be something that they're working on right now and they just haven't done it yet, or they're still contemplating it, if that makes sense. Okay, let's get some channeled messages. Spirit, what are some channeled messages from this person on how they are feeling for pile 1? Ooh, I think you deserve better than me, and that makes me act crazy. Okay, so we have a bunch of them coming out. We have, I'm going to reach out to you soon. That's very telling for like what we were just thinking about, like what we were just talking about. I think that that's very like indicative and very telling. We have I'm jealous and possessive. Ooh, you bring out things within this person, like feelings of possessiveness. Yeah. We also have I'm emotionally unavailable. And then we have hold me in your arms. Now, this I'm emotionally unavailable. Let's talk about it. I feel like, specifically reflecting the tarot, the Hanged Man and the Moon, when it comes to really deep stuff, the deep emotions, or maybe things that are hard to talk about or hard for this person to face, that is when they may tend to that isolation. Or it could just be really hard for this person to portray that. Portray that is what I'm trying to say. This is something that's very common though too, you know, when it comes to being vulnerable and stuff. And it's not that this person doesn't have feelings. It's not that they're like a bad person or anything like that. It's that sometimes it's hard, and we've learned to cope with tough feelings in certain ways, and it may not be the best for relationships, and it may not be for everything here too, right? But because I mean, even if I like think about my own personal journey in like relationships, like I've discovered that, you know, in certain instances I'm a little bit emotionally unavailable sometimes when it comes to certain things. But when you're with the right person, or you're with a person that can make you feel safe, or sometimes like even can push a little bit, not in an abrasive way or that crosses boundaries, but like in a way that you're just like, if you care enough and you're just like, we need to talk about this, you know, as hard as it is, you can face the music, you can face those things, and you can have those hard conversations, and you can do it. So this card isn't like it's all doom and gloom or it's never going to happen, but it is saying that it is challenging for this person. And I do think with all of this energy here too, I think you deserve better than me, that acts crazy, I'm jealous and possessive. I think that is also indicative for, again, the first card coming out, that moon, of like there are a lot of feelings, a lot of patterns, a lot of things coming up that you yourself may not even know about, because they may not even express that, you know. But it is intense. They're intense emotions, they're intense feelings, and it could just be really hard for this person to talk about it with this energy right here. Let's get like one or two from this deck, Spirit. How is this person feeling? Can you tell us? If I just want to cuddle with you, which is like hold me in your arms. Oh, we have please don't break my heart. And then we have, what is on this card? These cards have been through some ish, let me tell you that. I have no idea what that is. Okay, so we have I blamed you for things that I did. Bottom of the deck, we have tell me you love me. I blamed you for things that I did. It feels like projection. It feels like things happening inside, maybe thinking that it's you, or like with the fear. You know, an example of this, let me start off by saying that. An example of this would be like if this person is feeling very intensely and fearful of being deceived by you, they may project that onto you, which is not fair. That's not right. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do. They may project that onto you and be like, well, I think you're doing this and I think you're doing that, instead of them sitting with how they're feeling and realizing that it's a fear and it's not truth. And then also I'm hearing from Spirit, the message with this, I blamed you for things that I did. This person may unintentionally, yes, project or judge, but it's things that they have within themselves. So like an example would be like, if they think that you're emotionally unavailable, they're like, Paya, when's emotionally unavailable? It's really just themselves that are. Like everything that they see in you, or everything that they saw in you is basically just a mirror holding back to them. Kind of like that, and I'm not saying it has to be, it could be the good things too. It could be everything, but like, kind of like when someone judges another person, and like the only reason why they're judging them for those things is because they don't like those things within themselves, but they're maybe not aware enough to admit that or know that. They hate it in somebody else because, and I'm like thinking of like a total stranger here too. This isn't even like your situation, but like a total stranger, and you see somebody and you're like, oh my God, like how could they wear that? And like really it's like they would never have the confidence themselves to wear that, or maybe they are jealous that this person is so carefree. It could be anything, right? That's what I'm getting. I know I kind of went on a tangent, but that's what I'm getting with this card. And then so we have the please don't break my heart. I don't want to get hurt, but I just want to be close to you. I want to be close to you physically and emotionally too. That's what this energy feels like. What do we have at the bottom of the deck of this one? Oh, we saw that already. Okay, tell me you love me. Yeah. Kind of feels like too, this person could be in a little bit of a hiding. Maybe they hide themselves, or like maybe they hide things, their life sometimes too. Maybe, and I'm hearing like they don't like to be sometimes too exposed. That feels very scary for them. But this person does have feelings for you nonetheless. That's very apparent here too, or else, like I said, they would not be feeling this way. Okay, so let's get some more zodiac sign confirmations. Spirit, what are some significant zodiac signs for my pile one? I do want to say too, this doesn't have to resonate. If the reading resonated, then, you know, just because you don't, it's just meant to be a little extra confirmation in a general reading sense, okay? And if you see yours here, it could just be confirmation that it's for you too. So what are some significant zodiac signs here for my pile one? Scorpio, okay. That could also mean the month of November could be significant, or the end of October, like Halloween season. We have Cancer. That is July and June, the end of June. And Capricorn. So we have the month of January could be significant, the end of December, maybe like the calendar new year could be significant here too. Okay, and we also did have Pisces coming through with that moon card. So what are some significant initials, Spirit? Okay, so we have a T, we have an M, TM. Oh, we have two of those too. So we have two T's and two M's. We have a Z, a U, an S, a D, an R, an E, a B, and a C. The first word that is sticking out to me is rest. That could be a message for you, or that could be what this person is doing too. Like maybe they are trying to rest, or maybe Spirit's like, maybe you need to give this a rest for a little bit, just to get your energy back, just to rest your mind. And the message with that too is like maybe like taking like conscious rest. And what I mean by that is when we're just laying down, but where our mind is going 1,000 miles a minute, we're scrolling on our phone, we're constantly getting stimulation and stuff. That's not real rest. You know, like consciously choosing to rest, relax, get yourself in a relaxed environment, work on how you're feeling to feel calm. Maybe for some of you that's working on your I just keep hearing emotions, but I was going to say, oh, thank you, Spirit. Nervous system. And in specific times, like, you know, before bed, or maybe if you need to, if you can, periodically throughout the day, right? That intentional rest is really important, and that's what gets you that good sleep and feeling rejuvenated too. So that could just be a message for somebody if you're needing to do that as well. Those are the initials and the messages though. So like I said, if you didn't see their initials but this reading resonated, hey, maybe it's just Spirit like testing you a little bit to see, you know, are you going to use your discernment? Because at the end of the day, you decide. Like, you have so much power in this to decide what's true for you, what you know, and trust yourself, okay? Just because you may not see an initial or a zodiac sign, but if this felt right and if you're still here, then I would assume that this reading is most definitely for you and divinely guided. So speaking of that, we're just going to end with a message for you too. We're probably going to read it from the guidebook and maybe intuitively too, depending on what comes out. But let's see, what is the message here for pile 1, Spirit? This could be in regards to this situation, or it could just be a little message, you know, to take with you on your way after. But like I said, it's just a little something for you. Spirit, what is the message here for pile 1? What does pile 1 need to hear? From this deck here, what does pile 1 need to hear? I just heard know yourself. Sometimes when knowing yourself comes up, that means like standing firm in your beliefs, who you are and your truth, so that you're unshakable to the world around you. Other people's opinions, other people's actions don't affect how you view yourself. In fact, other people's opinions and actions are just a reflection of them, really. It has nothing really to do with you. Once you kind of realize how, like, not personal it is, and someone may think things about you or say things about you, and that may hurt or sting a little bit, but it doesn't mean that it's truth, right? It just means that, ooh, maybe they kind of, like, poked a wound there, but it doesn't mean that it's truth. So when we know ourselves, and we know ourselves truly, no one else can tell us or show us who we are. I don't know why that one's coming out. Okay. Ooh, bounty. Bountiful. Ow. Ow, I just got a kink in my neck. We have rescue, runner guides. Ooh, I'm interested to see what this one is in the book. What is that, number 53? Quiet inside epiphany recovery. It may seem like you are lost or going nowhere and don't know how to get back on your way. Take heart. Your runner guides are here to help you out of this sand trap and reconnect you with your internal roadmap. They will help awaken your spirit so you stop pursuing wrong turns and dead ends and get back into your authentic flow. Do not blindly push forward or try to figure out all the answers right now. Also, stop trying to get ahead. Let go of your fear of being left behind. Your runner guides cannot lead you forward if you're bogged down in internal noise and confusion. That could also be that rest message there too. While you may feel trapped or it may seem as if you've lost your way, the truth is you are only steps away from your authentic path. All you need to do is relax and become quiet, get centered, go within and listen to your heart. The runners advise you not to talk about your confusion or ask others for their opinion, for it only adds to the problem. Oh, that kind of sounds like that message too of like, know yourself. Like, you know yourself better than anyone else. You know your situation, you know your experiences, and you probably know where you're headed, even if you don't like, and I mean that on an intuitive level, even if you don't like consciously or like you don't actually think that you know, you do, right? And sometimes we need to be reminded and trust ourselves with that. Okay. Your soul knows what it wants. Oh, see? Your soul knows what it wants, who you are, and where you belong. Empty your mind of all strategies and convictions on how to move ahead. Admit you don't know what you're doing at the moment and ask your runner guides to guide you home. Your runner guides are here to assist you, and soon you will remember who you are and find your way back to the flow. Now that kind of like admit that you don't know where you are, where you're going, I feel like it's almost like a message of like, remember surrendering to the higher power, your higher self, that they probably know more and like can see more than you at this time. And so if something's not making sense, if something is confusing, kind of still reminding yourself to have that trust and that the answers you need will come, the messages that you will need, the truth, or anything that you're needing like right now, like you will get it eventually, even if it's not exactly in the form that you want, but it will be, you know, what you need at that time, and it will show you where you're going. And I think that the kind of overall message with this is sometimes we want all the answers right now. Sometimes we're trying to figure something out. Sometimes we feel like we need more information, and Spirit's kind of saying it's okay to sit back and relax and allow those things to be shown to you and allow those things to come to you. If you do feel confused, if you do feel lost right now, and if you do feel maybe even empty and stuff like that, Spirit's saying that there's nothing wrong with that. Don't shame yourself. It's still a part of your journey. It's still a part of your path, and you will again feel like, you know, again, you will. Sometimes being lost is just as important as like you knowing where you're going and what you want and what's going to happen, right? Sometimes we kind of need that energy. And I can even speak for that and vouch for that too. Sometimes in my life, you know, I felt very lost. I felt very confused. And it's the exact type of energy that I was in there that helped me push me to where I needed to go, right? And if it wasn't for those experiences, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be where I was now. But it seems annoying, right? It seems counterintuitive, counterproductive to be like that. But I'm telling you, I promise you, it's all of this is not just for no reason too. And I do think that there's again a reminder that you are guided, okay? And that you are seen and you are protected and you are heard, okay? And sometimes you just gotta let things happen. I'm thinking of a meme right now too. I wouldn't even call it a meme. It's kind of just like, you know, when like someone tweets something and they screenshot it because it's a funny tweet. And they're like, it says something along the lines, or it talks about like, I hate when there's nothing you can do but wait, or I hate when there's nothing you can do about a situation, but let time pass. And they were like, can't I do like use like herbs or something like that? It's funnier. Okay guys, I promise it was funnier when you read it like the way they worded it. It's coming sporadically to me, but it's basically like their frustration with like, I hate when there's nothing you can do but just let time pass, or let time show you like there's got to be something else. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of what this reminds me of. But just knowing, even in this picture too, like this person it looks like they feel very defeated, like they're laying there hopeless, there's nothing that they can do, and there's still this higher self, there's still this spiritual energy shining down on them, guiding them, touching them, trying to reassure them. So I feel like this card can also be a message of reassurance here for you too, pile one, of like, not everything is gone to shit, not everything is lost, you're gonna be okay, it's gonna work out, okay? Like I said, maybe the way that we're trying to plan it or make it work out or force it, that may not be the way it's going to work out, but trust it's going to work out. And that version of you, that future version of you that knows that it's going to work out and is there right now when it's worked out, is smiling down upon you and saying, oh, just you wait. It'll all make sense, you know? And sometimes we have to kind of remind ourselves of that. And sometimes we do have to remind ourselves that we don't have all the answers right now. And that's okay. That's because that's how it's supposed to be right now. I just want to quickly skim this one. Oh, 41, it's 51. Ooh, upgrade, benefit, gifts, discovery. When you think life is tough and everything is a struggle, your runner guides will appear on the scene to redirect your attention from the negative to connect you with all the positive and loving energies surrounding you. Yeah, sometimes just a quick perspective shift can do wonders. I feel like it's something that we talk about a lot in the spiritual community, but when you actually feel it and when you're able to actually shift your focus from what's not happening to like all the possibilities or everything that you do have, that's one of the most helpful things. And that's actually helped me own into my spiritual gifts as well, is opening up, because it shifts your consciousness in ways, it like elevates it, right? Or it raises your vibration another way. And so when we stop pining for things that we don't have, or pining for woulda, coulda, shouldas, or any of that. And we just really start like looking and truly seeing and being appreciative for what we have right now, as little as simple, or maybe some things that we even take for granted, right? That we have right now. I'm telling you, your energy shifts and stuff. And sometimes it's not always easy. Like sometimes when you're in a, like, okay, for me, we'll just say for me, when I'm in a really bad mood, you know, like, and I'm talking like nasty bad mood, which we are human, it happens, right? That's the last thing I want to do, right? And sometimes I just need time for that bad mood to pass. And I need to like maybe stay away from people because I don't want to hurt anyone, or I don't want to be mean to anyone else. And so, you know, maybe the best thing for me to do at that time is to just take a nap, is to just put the phone down, go to sleep if I can. Or like if you're at work, maybe, you know, maybe it's just being a little quieter that day, or getting a snack. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes there's not always a solution except for time. But when you can, and when you do shift focus, it really does help a lot. But I'm also trying to humanize with you that sometimes, you know, you just gotta be in a bad mood and write it out, and that's okay too. But this is something that has helped me tremendously. And like I said, it's even helped me open up to certain spiritual gifts and stuff by just stopping the pining, stopping the looking, stopping the searching, and just like looking at what I actually have and being appreciative. There's just some magic in there, guys. It's crazy. Like I said, it raises your vibration too. Their behind-the-scenes work may manifest as spontaneous invitation to a party or arrival or gift of appreciation completely out of the blue. You may receive an unexpected compliment, a promotion, or a raise. Your runner guides may also lead you to meet new people who bring tremendous positive fun. I do think that this is also very, this message is also very indicative too of like your guides and spirit saying like, even though right now may suck, or like this energy kind of sucks right now, there's so many different possibilities. Like they're honestly endless for all of the things that could happen, you know, or that could be. And so when we kind of open up to that, and we're not so fixed on one certain outcome, one certain thing happening, that can also open us up to different possibilities too. Or it kind of expands the energy, instead of the energy being very tight and locked in. And if it's like if it's not working, it's like resistance. When we open up to like, again, anything else that could possibly happen, or like anything, it's kind of the same thing with the gratitude message. It expands the energy, gives it some room. Yeah, it says, open your heart and mind to ask your runner guides to help you release your known and unknown mental and emotional blocks and obstacles that stop the bounty and flow of the universe coming in your way. The difficult period you've been in is about to ease. The hard trek is behind you. Now come to the easier part. Do not assume because a part of your journey has been challenging that the entire life journey will be. The tides are about to turn in your favor and the good times will begin. Ask your runner guides to bring your attention to any blind spots that keep you from seeing the gifts before you. And the runner guide's message to you is notice and receive the plentiful, positive, and beneficial energy available to you now. I think that's a great message to leave this on here too, because the bottom of the deck energy can also be what you don't see coming. And so I think that your guides are kind of coming through to say, hey, you have no idea like what's actually coming, like all the good things in your life you're going to experience. Just because you're maybe not feeling the best right now, or experiencing the best of the situation right now, that doesn't mean that this is all there will be. There's so much more out there, and there's so much more to experience. And it could also be just like not even just love too. Like maybe you just start enjoying life again. Maybe you just start feeling good about yourself. Maybe money starts flowing in. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many things to be grateful for and want for yourself, because you deserve a great life worth living. And your guides know that, and your soul wants that, and your spirit wants that. But just because, you know, we live in a world where you experience both, you know, positive and negative, enjoyable and unenjoyable, doesn't mean that your whole life is going to be unenjoyable too. So I think it just, again, a reminder, a perspective shift here for you, maybe just to help ease whatever situation you're going through right now too, or maybe just to uplift you. And that can be as valuable as gold sometimes too. Like sometimes we just need a little pick me up. And if that is what this is, then I'm happy. So thank you for being here, Pile 1. Actually, are we still recording? Oh yeah. it hasn't cut me off in a long time, but I'm traumatized, guys. I did so many readings in the past where like I'm just yapping, and then all of a sudden I realize that it's not recording. Ugh, the most frustrating thing. Okay, but where was I? Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. Thank you for tuning into these messages, and I appreciate every single one of you so much. Thank you to those who like the videos. Thank you to those who comment, subscribe, share your stories, share how you feel, and all of that. It's just amazing that we've built this little community, and I can't wait to keep on keeping on and keep on reading for you guys. So hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. And if you're not subscribed and you don't want to miss out on the next one, you can subscribe now, or maybe I'll just pop up on your timeline whenever you need it most. Who knows? But either way, I hope I see you there. Bye. Hi Pile 2, welcome to your reading. If you chose the Rainbow Heart Tarot deck, or if you chose the Selenite Tower with the chakra stones on it, you have found the right place. So today we are asking about the person on your mind and how do they feel about you. So I hope you guys are comfortable, relaxed, and ready for another juicy reading here for you. Let's go ahead and begin. First things first, I just want to set the intention, invite spirit in, and then we will get started. So spirit, if you could please tune me in to my Pile 2's collective energy and the collective messages here for Pile 2 in regards to this person on their mind and this person's feelings for them. Can you show us what their feelings for them are? May this reading offer Pile 2 any insights that they are needing to see about this person's feelings or about this person, any answers that they are seeking, any clarity that they are needing in regards to this person or this situation between them. And may this reading just offer Pile 2 anything that they're needing at this time. Please and thank you, Spirit. Speaking of this time, that reminds me, this is a timeless reading too. So whenever you find it is when it's meant for you. It doesn't really matter about when it's posted. So let's begin. So Spirit, how is this person feeling about Pile 2? Oh no. How is this person feeling about Pile 2? We have the 8 of Cups coming out. We have the 3 of Wands. I was going to like drop a whole bunch of cards right now, so I saved it. How is this person feeling about Pile 2? We have the Knight of Swords. What are their feelings for Pile 2, Spirit? Let's get a little space here. There we go. Jeez, we have them like, they're like violently coming out today. We have the Tower. Like aggressively coming out. Okay. Clarifying the 8 of Cups here, Spirit. We have the Fool. And we have the Hierophant. I am going to keep this. I'm going to put it to the side and we'll talk about it for a second. We'll talk about them together when the time comes. Clarify the 3 of Wands here. Why is the 3 of Wands here, Spirit? We have the Ace of Pentacles. Clarify the Knight of Swords. Jeez. I told you, they're like aggressively coming out today. We have the Devil and we have the 5 of Cups. And clarifying the Tower card. Okay, we have the 7 of Pentacles and we have the 2 of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, we have the 3 of Swords. Yeah, this person has been triggered lately when it comes to you and when it comes to this situation. I feel as though they have their own wants and in their mind, their own wants and needs for this situation. I don't know if they're portraying them to you, and I don't even know if they're like possible at this time. But I just feel like right now with this person, it feels like it kind of just sucks for them. Like they are kind of going through it. They could be challenged with their own like inner things coming to the surface. The Hierophant can signify sometimes like spiritual lessons. So sometimes when the Hierophant comes out, it's like a very, very, very important lesson. It's something that we kind of need to pay attention to in our life and like what's going on. It also represents commitment and things like that. So we will talk about it. So we have the Eight of Cups and the Fool. It feels like right now with the Eight of Cups, this person is trying to kind of let go, release, maybe even like walk away from this situation. But it kind of feels like with the Fool card tied into there, there's a want for a new beginning. There's a want for a fresh start. And with the Eight of Cups mixed with the Fool, it's almost like any of the past or any of the issues or any of the old things, they kind of would like that slate to be wiped clean and just be able to start fresh. This person could be feeling like they want to be more committed to you. Maybe they have learned something very important, like they've kind of learned a lesson here in regards to you, in regards to this situation. And so with that being said, they're ready to like walk away from anything that isn't serving them or serving this connection and start new. So I do think that with the Eight of Cups here too, this person is trying to also kind of detach. With the Devil card being present, they could feel quite stuck on this situation, maybe obsessing about it, maybe ruminating about it, especially with that Knight of Swords. That's like our thoughts too. And so they could just be trying their best to kind of like detach a little bit. But all in all, it kind of feels like they want to wipe away any sort of like negativity and replace it with something better, with something different. You can even see these cards. They're kind of like night and day, right? This person kind of looks a little sad. There's the dark, there's the moon here, which kind of represents them stepping into the unknown, right? And the Eight of Cups are all the things that they're leaving behind. They're like, okay, I can't keep going on like this. I can't keep staying in this situation like this. So I have to do something differently. So they decide to leave. That's the journey of the Eight of Cups, right? And with the Fool card here, we have this sunshiny energy. This person looks very positive, very optimistic, and they're stepping into a completely new situation, almost as if it's like a portal there. Here, and so it's like, they're like, I know that there were certain things that aren't working. And this kind of feels like a person that you maybe have some history with. And we'll talk about that here because I'm also sensing an energy of like incompletion too. So it doesn't have to be like deep history, but you and this person have probably been talking or for a little bit or have developed enough to where maybe some things have transpired or some things that have happened that this person isn't like necessarily proud of, and they kind of want to just let all that go and start over. The Fool card is also the Zero card, right? It's like that start over fresh, that new beginning. And also zeros represent a ton of potential. And so they're like, I've learned what I've learned. I know what I know now, and I kind of want to do something differently. I want to change it. And that brings me to the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is us when we're wanting to step out of the situation that we're in again, but it's taking that action, right? It's taking that inspired action. Whereas the Two of Wands is like you get the plan, you know, ready. The Ace of Wands is that inspiration, the idea. The Two of Wands is like, okay, now you're planning for it. Now you're revving up for it. And the Three of Wands is taking the next steps, taking that initiative, going forward on your journey, in this connection, right? So we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is also about another opportunity. So this person could be, I would say they could be wanting to reach out to you, or this could be like a specific conversation, depending if you and this person are in contact, but it feels like they want an opportunity here with you, and it's something that they're kind of looking for. They could also be like unintentionally manifesting it. If there's distance between you and them, because the Three of Wands can sometimes represent distance, they're wanting to enclose that distance, whether that's coming to see you or calling or whatever it is, whether it's like you and them just aren't in contact, you know? And so it kind of feels like whether they're waiting for an opportunity, the Three of Wands is them thinking, should I take an opportunity? Should I sit here and wait and like have the universe, you know, maybe transpire? Should I take that opportunity here? Pomegranates always remind me of the Divine Feminine, but they also remind me of Persephone. I don't know if that's significant to some of you. That could just be a message here too. But yeah. And so I feel as though that's what they want here. Okay, so I know I'm gonna repeat myself. Some of you guys hate that, but it's almost like bulletin points for you guys specifically. Okay, so one of the main things is kind of like letting go of like the past, moving forward, and wiping the slate clean. And another thing that is a main bullet point here that we're seeing is taking life by the reins and taking an opportunity or creating an opportunity or reaching out or, you know, seeing if it's still there, seeing if there's something more here, if that makes sense. And I think that with the Knight of Swords, this person has a lot they want to say. They want to take those ideas into action, especially it's facing this way, right? The only thing that can be holding them back, though, is the Devil card. Like, they're... So this is a general reading. Just take what resonates. I'm going to start with that. This person could be dealing with their own certain vices. They could be dealing with their own addictions. The Devil card can also be like their toxic ways, toxic cycles, things that they're trying to break free of, but also things that seem to keep them kind of stuck, right? Whether this person has like substance abuse addictions, or alcohol, or could just be addicted to certain like types of lifestyles here. It's something that they're currently working through. I do believe that they're kind of going through their own lessons in regards to this and their own realizations in regards to this. But the Devil and the Five of Cups together, I do think that if there is between you and this person like a sense of loss, like you are in a separation and stuff like that, they have been ruminating over it deeply. They have maybe even obsessing over it. It kind of feels hard for them to face. There's intense emotions here coming with this Five of Cups. It's really sad, but it's really, really hard for them to let this go. And it kind of makes me think of why the first card is the Eight of Cups. They could be trying to let all this go. Whether that's negativity, like negative emotions, issues, you know, their own ways, like self-sabotage, things like that, right? Even if they don't know specifically it's that, it's just these things that keep coming up that are like holding them back with this Devil energy. The Five of Cups too, it hurts. Like they're hurting right now. And I feel like with the Knight of Swords, there's a want to do something about this, or at least make those... I just want to make it stop. Ooh, yeah, pile 2. So this person is kind of going through it right now. So they want to act on this, right? But the Knight of Swords can be like, maybe they're being too hasty. Maybe it's not time yet. Maybe they're not exactly ready yet. Maybe they weren't ready for this in the first place. These are all kind of thoughts and feelings that are kind of coming through. Maybe I'm not ready for a relationship. Maybe I'm not relationship material. Why do I feel this way? Why is this so hard? Why is it so hard to walk away? Why do I feel so stuck on this person? Why do I feel very obsessed here with them? Like, there's a lot of ruminating here with this energy and the Knight of Swords here. And I think that this person with the Eight of Cups and the Fool, they may just want to break free from this. They're like, oh my gosh, like I just need to break free from this. This is like really hard for me. And it's has to do with a major spiritual lesson here tied to their path as well. They're feeling like they didn't get to complete this with you. We have the Two of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. They're almost like, I wish I would have done something differently here. We even have the Ouroboros with the snake eating its tail. There's something about specific cycles. They're experiencing the polar opposite of this situation. And it kind of feels like with this Tower card, there could have been something that happened. The Tower sometimes is like disaster striking or things falling apart, things not working out. And the Seven of Pentacles is like, but I didn't get to finish that. But I want to put more energy into this. But I want to finish this. I want to see where it goes. I want to make this kind of like more of a priority with this Two of Pentacles here too. And maybe because of this intensity, it's hard for them to kind of balance it in their life at the same time. Like maybe they're trying to balance and then do other priorities and get other stuff done. But for some reason, this just keeps like, it's burning. It's burning here. And so they're like, this feels like unfinished business. I want to see more of this. I feel as though it could be this person wanting to repair this. It could be this person feeling like, oh, I just heard it just sucks. And that kind of felt that message of like, it just sucks. It kind of felt a little bit defeated. I'm not going to lie. Okay. Sorry, guys. I had to take a little deep breath. Yeah, we have the 5 of Wands under here. We have the 3 of Swords. I have to say, this is not easy energy, guys. The 3 of Swords is heartbreak and pain. The 5 of Wands is confliction. We have the 7 of Cups, which is like lots of thoughts, lots of ideas, maybe even thinking about choices, maybe even reminiscing about choices here. But the 3 of Swords being the overall energy does mean that this person is going through a tremendous healing process. And the Tower card can also come through sometimes when we're feeling things that are very uncomfortable, when things are falling apart and it just feels like we lost control, we don't have control over it. But the 7 of Pentacles is maybe like them thinking, well, should I still try? Should I still put in energy into this? Should I still put in effort into this? Maybe the 2 of Pentacles here too is like they do have other stuff going on, and it just makes it, I do feel like it's kind of hard. They carry it with them through their day-to-day. But I also feel like I also feel like they're like, things are changing right now and they have no choice right now but to kind of adapt to this. Let's get some oracles and see. Spirit, what else can you tell us about how this person is feeling about pile 2? Anxiety. They are stressed. I could feel it. I could see it in the cards too. I think they worry about a lot, like what's gonna happen here. Oh, we have comfort and happiness as I cut the deck, and that makes me feel like they find so much comfort and happiness within you. So when things aren't like good at this time, or like I said, if you guys are in a separation or there's things happening, right? Something happened, it really affects this person. A lot. And I feel like with this 5 of Cups and this Devil card, like they're really just, the thought of losing you is really hard. It's really triggering for them. And now that I'm looking again at this, the Hierophant, it feels like for some reason, though, there was just things that this person had to learn. And that could have been the hard way, or be the hard way, or they're just learning to work through these things. Tell us more about how this person feels about pile 2, Spirit. We have strength. They're trying to be very strong. They're needing to be very strong right now at this time. And faith. Ooh, and passion. Bottom of the deck, we have reflection. Reflection comes here too when we have no choice but to kind of look at something for what it is and look at ourselves. Like I do think that there has been a lot of like analyzing with this person and themselves too. And we have faith and we have passion. Passion card is telling me this person has very strong emotions again when it comes to you. As we can see as we can see this here, that's obviously very true. This situation could be holding up a mirror. With the 3 of Swords here, we have reflection. We have anger underneath here. And we also have the 5 of Wands. So maybe this person is reflecting on their reactions, how they react to certain situations when they're triggered, when something happens, instead of like, and maybe even wanting to change because they know that that's how that it affects you and it affects everything else too. And so they're like, and if this person has, like you and this person have had conflict and there was anger, and there were like, you know, maybe like some nastiness or some butting heads and things like that, I feel like the 3 of Swords above it is saying that they're very hurt. It was coming from a place of hurt or fear or anxiety and, you know, those types of things as well. Yeah. Yeah, so it kind of feels like no matter what, like they're still trying to be strong, and I feel like maybe they're still trying to like do their day-to-days, or with this Two of Pentacles, like they have priorities, they have things that they have to do, right? And it's like they still feel it and stuff. And I think that with the Faith here, it means that regardless of the circumstances, I think that as much as it even hurts this person, they still do have hope. And the passion, I mean, the passion speaks for itself too. How they feel about you too. Very passionate. It can, you know, it could be passionate in other things too. Like when they get mad because of their feelings, it could come out as very passionate, right? Or when they get sad, it's just very intense. I'm picking up the intensity with this passion here. And the Faith is like, I still want this to work all the way through. I want to pull through. I want to... I just heard I'm trying hard to have faith. Okay. Let's get some channeled messages. Actually, I'm going to pull from this one. I've been pulling from the other one first, but I think I'm more guided to this one. Spirit, tell me how this person is feeling. Oh. So the ones that pop out is you drive me crazy. I miss you so much, but I'm too stubborn to tell you. There could be like that inner conflict here too. I was a fool. It's funny. I was a fool. The Fool. I just want to hear your voice again. For those of you too, like this positive energy with the Fool card here too, and now with this I was a fool, this person could be realizing like what they actually had. Or they could just again be reflecting on their actions and the things that have happened, or whether it was things that they did do or didn't do. And they're starting to see the error of their ways, which is why we're kind of getting that they're learning certain lessons here. Tell me more about how this person feels for pile 2, Spirit. We have Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. That could be significant. We have we are twin flames. Tell me more. How does this person feel? Active. I heard activation with this twin flames card too. There's things that you've like activated within this person. I have trust issues. We have you're too clingy. I need space in a relationship. Let's get one more. And we'll talk about that, guys. I know some of them are like, what the hell? But we'll talk about it. Okay. And then we have I'm coming back to you. This person may have felt like they did need space for the current time. And then that's when like a lot of realizations are happening. I feel like this person also has fears of being too clingy, being too needy. That's something that they may kind of deem as like, whether it's like annoying or a weakness. And maybe that's how they felt about other relationships in the past. Like when people were too clingy for them, they were like, oh, I need space. But for some reason with you, it's like, am I the clingy one? Am I the one that's super needy? And so they may not want to like show that side of to them. They may be a bit ashamed of that. And I feel like with this, I have trust issues. It's very hard sometimes for this person to fully trust. For some of you, depending on your situation, trust could be a theme here. Whether there was trust broken, or it just seems to keep coming up. Like, can I trust what this person says? Can they trust what you say? You know, like trust could be a theme. And with the twin flame card here too, that's also not easy energy. That's mirroring, that's like activating, like we were saying, that's passion, that's all of those things in this connection that are definitely intense. But also on the other side too, like, it's not, I mean, this person is going through it right now, but I also kind of want to remind you, it's not always all doom and gloom too. Like, there's the whole other perspective of the situation too. Like, there's where at one point in time they were feeling very, very intensely very happy with you, very intensely good about you, maybe very excited, very into it, very like sexually charged, all of that things too. And I think that Tower can be very indicative on like when you feel like something is going really great, and then that disaster strikes, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my god, this is the worst, you know. I think that, but it does kind of feel like with this energy, the current energy that you're coming across, they are having a kind of a hard time here. Bottom of the deck, we have Will You Marry Me? That Hierophant, man, I'm telling you, that always represents marriage too. But this could also be about them feeling like wanting to be fully committed. Committing to you, committing to themselves, committing to their wants when it comes to the situation, and realizing that it's like no more bullshit, right? Like, it's do or die here with this situation and with you. Just want to hear your voice again. Yeah, I miss you so much. But I'm too stubborn to tell you. This person is going, you drive me crazy. This person is going through it, guys. It is intense. And with this, I'm coming back to you. It's kind of like that, I got to take this opportunity, right? That we were talking about with that Ace of Pentacles and that Three of Wands. Like, it's time for me to see something here. Yeah. Okay, so that's that portion of the reading. Let's get some confirmation for some zodiac signs. Actually, what do we have here? We had Taurus, Aquarius, and Capricorn. What else do we have? Yeah, those are the prominent ones. The Tower is Mars. We could even say Aries and Scorpio. Yeah. Okay. Oh, duh. And then we have the earth signs here coming out. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The earth sign card makes me think of the Ace of Pentacles too, though. Like, just like something happening, making something happen in the physical. But let's see. Okay. Any more confirmation, Spirit, for my pile 2 significant zodiac signs here? Scorpio. Okay. So the month of November could be significant, or the end of October. We have Cancer. No way are we rolling the same exact signs as pile 1 in the dice. Sorry, July or June could be significant. In Sagittarius. Okay, so those are some other significant zodiac signs here for you too. My brain just took a big crap on me. Sagittarius is in December and the end of November. So those months could be significant. They don't have to though. And let's get some initials here. Okay. Let me get this one. So we have a K. We have a G. We have another G. A C. A Z. An M. A P. Ooh. An E. And an N, which spells out pen. Maybe this person has been like writing things down, or like writing things about you, or maybe this is like writing a message and then deleting it, writing a message and then deleting it. And we also have a D, penned, like pending. There's like a pending message coming. Interesting. Oh, mend, M-E-N-D. Oh, Gen. We have Gen Z. That could be significant. Maybe this person is younger than you. Or Or you could be Gen Z. I don't know why I'm... Let's grab like 2 more. Okay. T, another E, and an S. Ooh, we can spell seen. Oh, what if... Did you leave this person on seen? Or if they left you on seen, that's something very significant. Maybe there's something that they have seen recently. Interesting. Okay. Well, like I like to say too, if this reading resonated and you didn't get their initials or you didn't get their zodiac sign, that's okay. It doesn't mean that it's not for you. These are just meant to be a little bit extra confirmation and stuff like that. So use your discernment always. And like I think I said this in pile 1 too. Sometimes we just have a chance. Like sometimes spirits like gives us a little chance to decide if something's for us or not. That like sometimes we don't need all the confirmation, right? We can trust ourselves. So I'll leave that to you. And that could go either way, right? You could be like, I didn't feel like this reading was for me, but I did see that, you know, or vice versa. I didn't see their confirmation, but I wholeheartedly feel like this reading was for me. You have a lot of power and say so in that. You'd be surprised, guys. Okay. So now we're going to lean into the last part of your reading today, which is just a little message for you. We're going to read a message from this deck and the guidebook. Spirit, what message do we have for pile 2 here? What is the message for pile 2 here? Now I'm hearing the song by Fleetwood Mac, and you're like, you could go your own way, go your own way. I need to listen to that song. But I heard go your own way. We have community here with runner guides. There could be a message in that song for you guys. Also feel free to check it out. I literally think it's called Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac. Okay. So we have community, and then bottom of the deck we have rest with the number 33. 56 can be a number that represents family as well. Maybe this is about finding your own community or people that you can rely on. And also, we're going to read, the whole point was just to read the guidebooks, but I'm also going to read intuitively too, because why not? Also, this could just be a message too that you have a very specific community, a very specific, whether it's tight-knit or it could be big depending on your situation, but a group of people that you are meant to come into contact with, right? That there are people out there for you. You may know them now, you may not, but trust. And this is for some of you too, that maybe if you have been feeling alone, if you have been feeling isolated, that there are kindred souls here that you are meant to experience and meet and stuff too. So, oh, and there was a message too, and it kind of, I feel like it's a collective message too about rest and about how we're resting, right? Sometimes we're laying our body down, right? But we have all this stimulation. We're scrolling on our phone, our mind's going 100 miles a minute. Our nervous system is like full to capacity. It is shot, right? And we're wondering why we're not feeling like this, or we have like all of these emotions inside, and you know, we're wondering why we're tired or we're not getting the proper rest. And Spirit has been telling the collective that right now is the time to take important and like, what's the word I'm looking for? I was gonna say designed, intentional, thank you Spirit, intentional rest, right? So maybe setting the ambiance. If it's nighttime, having a nighttime routine that makes you feel very comfortable, very relaxed. You can have like nighttime teas or specific like non-caffeinated teas. The lighting in your room could be very important too. your music, just setting it up, and then and saying no to like overstimulation and stuff like that, setting it up to have intentional rest. You can even set the intention before you go to sleep to your guides, to your higher self, to spirit, universe, whoever, right? I want to fully relax. I want to fully rest. I want to get a good night's sleep and be very rejuvenated, right? But like setting that intention and making sure that you are making sure that your mind is resting, your body is resting, because like I said, we can lay there still, right? Or even we can go to sleep and stuff, but if it's not, if we're overstimulated, like I said, if our nervous system is like, is out of whack and stuff, it can be very hard to actually get real rest. So maybe just something to think about, right, guys? Something to focus on. And when I said 56, the number sometimes can be related to family. Family can be people that aren't blood too, right? Let's see. So, community, it's receptivity, invitation, availability, and vulnerability. The time of feeling like a fish out of water and different from others is ending. Your runner guides can connect you to kindred spirits, like-minded others, and your true soul community. We all need people in our lives who get us, who understand our inner world and mirror, value, and affirm who we are. Those people are about to show up in your life. Feeling alone and misunderstood no longer serves your soul growth. Open your heart and ask your runner guides to connect you with your spiritual family. They will guide you to people who will love you and help you fulfill your soul plan and purpose. Your runner guides are happy to help you make these meaningful, heart-centered connections, but you must do your part as well. Be open, flexible, and spontaneous. Know that just as you seek community, others simultaneously seeking you too. Follow your runner guides' prompts as they bring your attention to, Follow your runner guides' prompts as they bring your attention to the connections you seek. Be available to new people. Rather, sit by the sidelines waiting for the world to come to you. Speak up when you feel a positive connection. Extend yourself in a brand new ways. Rather than wait for an invitation to coffee, for example, be one to ask first. There are people out there seeking you, but it's up to you to light the spark in your eyes. Smile and turn on the charm. So they will find you in a crowd. Your runner guides will orchestrate meaningful soul encounters and help make the connections you seek, but it's up to you to take the initiative to activate these connections and turn them into true friendships. Your runner guide's message to you: extend yourself to those around you, overcome shyness and reserve, and let the people who inspire you know that you are here and want to make friends. You will be met with an open heart and life-changing relationships will unfold. I feel like there's a few different messages. The first message coming through with this energy for you specifically, Pile 2, was that knowing that those people that get you, that understand you, that want to work with you, that, will stay, all of those things that, we kind of crave in a connection, right? Or even in friendships. Like Spirit's saying, like, those people do exist in your life. You are meant to experience that. There was another really strong message coming through. I was hearing disappointment. Sometimes we feel like we've always just been disappointed in other people, disappointed in these connections and things like that. And Spirit is reminding you to not give up yet. Not give up on this, thinking that everyone's just gonna disappoint you and stuff like that. Like, we have experiences and we go through situations, we go through people that don't work out for reasons. And I'm telling you, we all do, and we all have, right? No one is free in this world of some sort of loss. No one is free of suffering as well. Like, we all have had different types of experiences. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you're not alone in that. You're not the only one, right? Sometimes we feel like we are. Sometimes we feel very isolated. Sometimes we feel like our journey is just so much different and no one understands us and life sucks and blah, blah, blah. And Spirit's saying that there are people that do understand you and there are people that will understand you and stuff like that. Sometimes we have to go through the opposite, right? To realize what we do want, or look at certain things, or maybe for healing, or whatever the reasons are. There could be as many reasons as there are people, right? But that doesn't mean to give up hope in this area of your life, because you are destined to have people surrounding you that love you, that understand you, that will help you, that will stick around for you, that know how to maybe even work with you, that know how to forgive, how to understand, and things like that. Like, that is something that's very important. And if that is something that's very important to you, just know that it's very important to your soul, and it's very important to spirit here too. Okay, you are meant to have that. For some of you wondering too, if you're meant to have a family, this could be confirmation is that for that as well, that yes, you are. And it just depends on the timing for each and every one of you here too. And for some of you, that message, if that resonated at the end of like, well, you know, being the one to set the spark, being the one to do something, if you feel like you've been waiting for this person, and this is the person that you are set on, or it's something that you feel very strongly, if a strong pull to do, then Spirit's saying, you know, if you want to, then you can like reach out to this person here too. I'm kind of looking at it from like all the possibilities are endless, and like I said, it is a general reading, so just take what resonates. For some of you, if you felt like this person doesn't understand you, if you felt like this person isn't capable of that, then the message could be like the person here, there are people that will, okay? But if you do feel like you want to make it work with this person, and you don't want to wait for them to reach out, and you want to take the initiative, that could also be something to go ahead and do too. There could be things that you need to see as well. But that just depends on you and you alone. Like I said, it could be different for every person watching this reading. You know, if you think that there's no hope in this person, or that you're done with the situation, then the message is, hey, the right people will come, and vice versa, okay? But in the meantime, I think that when it comes to making decisions too, or when it comes to using your time wisely, making sure that you are resting, that you are rejuvenating in ways that are going to help you here too. We have rescue underneath, which this card actually came out in pile 1. And this was about the situation improving, things getting better. You know, and trying to look a little bit on the positive side too. Just because, you know, you've been disappointed doesn't mean that the world is full of disappointments forever, right? Things change, situations change. You meet new people. People change, whatever it is, you know. I feel like I'm kind of going off now, but actually, let's read that. If you're here from pile 1, you can probably just not, because you already read it. But I do want to read this one again. Okay. So this card is all about quiet, insight, epiphany, and recovery. It may seem like you are lost or going nowhere and don't know how to get back on your way. Take heart. Your runner guides are here to help you out of this sand trap and reconnect with your internal roadmap. They will help awaken your spirit so you stop pursuing wrong turns and dead ends and get back into your authentic flow. Do not blindly push forward or try to figure out all the answers right now. Also, stop trying to get ahead. Let go of your fear of being left behind. Your runner guides cannot lead you forward if you're bogged down in internal noise and confusion. While you may feel trapped, or it may seem as if you've lost your way, the truth is that you are only steps away from your authentic path. All you need to do is relax and become quiet, get centered, go within, and listen to your heart. The runners advise you not to talk about your confusion or ask others their opinion, for it only adds to the problem. Your soul knows what it wants, who you are, and where you belong. Empty your mind of all strategies and convictions on how to move ahead. Admit you don't know what you're doing at the moment, and ask your runner guides, or ask your runners to guide you home. Your runner guides are here to assist you, and soon you will remember who you are and find your way back into the flow of your life. Your runner guides message to you: stop and listen. Guidance will come when your inner noise quiets down. You will not miss your opportunities. All will be well. I love that. I love that last part. You will not miss your opportunities. Like, they're coming to you as well. That could be a message for those of you that do kind of feel lost or do feel very confused at this situation. That was something that I said, and when I was reading it for pile 1, is that I can actually vouch for some of the times in my life where I felt very lost, where I felt like I didn't know where I was going, was exactly what I needed at that time to direct me, to move me towards where I needed to be and where I was meant to go. So just as important as like feeling very secure and sure in where you're going, sometimes feeling lost or feeling confused or not knowing what's next is just as important too. That usually means that you are on the precipice of finding something or receiving something or meeting something, right? Is usually when we're like, when we feel that way. And it sounds crazy, but it's true. It's true. So with this rest too, that could just be a message to try your best to rest your mind when it comes to these things. Sometimes we don't know exactly what the future holds, and that's okay. That's how it's meant to be. But just know that there is a community of people that you are meant to meet, that you are meant to be with, whether it's one specific person or it's people, like-minded people like you, or it's a relationship or anything. Like, you do have support there. And I think that that kind of goes along with the main message of that, feeling like, you know, there's been lots of disappointment in people and stuff like that. The right people for you do exist, okay? So I am going to leave that here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening to me and allowing me to read for you. Thank you guys who show all of the support for the channel. Thank you to those who like, comment. So, oh my gosh, I checked. Okay, I had to say it. Right when I looked to see the time on the clock and to see if we were still recording, it was 44:44. So 4444. Interesting. But yeah, thank you guys so much for all you do. Thank you to those that are subscribed, who like, comment, share, support. I appreciate you guys so much. You have no idea. If you are not subscribed and you want to stick around to be a part of this community and check out some of the timeless tarot content I already have, or be there when the new tarot content is released, you can do that as well too. If not, it's okay. Maybe I'll pop up on your timeline when you need it the most. But either way, I will see you guys there. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Starlight Tarot, or if you chose the Sheen Obsidian, you are at the right place. So today we are asking about that person on your mind, and we are asking, how do they feel about you at the time that you were coming across this reading? So I hope you guys are comfortable and relaxed. We are going to just hop straight in and begin. But first things first, I do like to set the intention and invite spirit in before we begin. So spirit, if you could please tune me in to my Pile 3's collective energy and the collective messages here for how this person on their mind is currently feeling about them. May this reading offer them clarity and insights into this. May it offer them the answers that they are looking for, or anything that they are just needing to know, see, and hear right now in regards to this person on their mind and how they feel about them. Thank you very much, Spirit. Okay. So how do they feel about you, Pile 3? Let's take a look, see. We have the 5 of Swords. How do they feel about Pile 3, Spirit? How does this person feel? We have the 2 of Wands. How do they feel? We have the 8 of Cups. I think the 8 of Cups has come out in every single pile so far. How are they feeling? How do they feel about Pile 3? We have the 8 of Wands, so 2 8s next to each other. Clarifying the 5 of Swords. Why is the 5 of Swords here, Spirit? We have the 9 of Swords. Clarifying the 2 of Wands. We have Strength. We also have the King of Cups. Put those together. Clarifying the 8 of Cups. We have the Two of Swords. And clarifying the Eight of Wands. We have the Seven of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Swords. I just heard, do I stay or do I go? Particularly with the Eight of Cups and the Eight of Wands. They feel pulled in one direction. Also, they feel like they don't know if they should completely like let this situation go or try to move on or try to detach. It's something that they're very confused about with the Two of Swords here, but they still feel very pulled and they feel like this situation is definitely worth fighting for. I'm not gonna lie about that here. So I do feel like the Five of Swords being the first card to come out, I do feel like that is very telling to like maybe this person feeling quite conflicted about this situation. They've definitely been, I want to say, triggered a little bit, especially with the Nine of Swords. A lot of times you can just kind of feel by the picture depicted on there, like the energy from this card and the emotion coming from this card, sorry, part. It usually depicts like anxieties, worries, fears, all of the things that when our mind is not being the best to us or kind to us, that kind of plague us, right? And with the Five of Swords here, and specifically the Two of Wands, I feel like this person has been thinking about things that they've said or things that they've done. Like if there was conflict between you and them, or maybe they didn't act in the best way or the most mature way, there's definitely some contemplation about that. And I do feel like there is some regret. I feel like this person has been looking back at this connection and their actions and kind of like looking at it in a way that is helping them mature emotionally. And with the Strength card here and the King of Cups and the Two of Wands, I think that they're wanting to do what they feel is best in that sort of way of like not being petty, not like letting their fears get to them. They recognize though that that is going to be like hard, or at least a little bit harder for them, because right now when it comes to this connection, this person does have a lot of issues. They have a lot of worries. I do think that they, like I said, they think about things that they've said. They think about things that they've done. With this Nine of Swords and this Five of Swords, I almost said Five of Wands. It feels like sometimes they think back and they kind of cringe a little bit about the way that they respond to things, the way that they act or have acted. And they're really taking a look at themselves with this Two of Wands, looking directly at this. What can I do better? How can I be better? I think that whatever this person is currently going through, it's challenging them to be strong here with the Strength card. And they're trying their best to be emotionally mature with the King of Cups. That doesn't always come easy to this person, is what I'm hearing here too. And with the Two of Wands, they could be having some sort of plan here or thinking about what to do with this situation. So with that strength and with that emotional maturity of the King of Cups, what is best? What can I do at this point in time, you know? Because I think they would like to ease this mental conflict. They would like to ease this anxiety. And with that, with this like almost like this desire and then like this fear and anxiety, it's where this contemplation comes in. That Eight of Cups, which would be walking away, right? Or at least trying to let go or trying to detach, because it does feel like much that weighs on their mind. It's funny because we have the Four of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Like they could be trying to get this situation off their mind right now, because it kind of does feel like they're faced with a little bit of pressure. And so the Two of Swords representing that analysis paralysis, kind of that I don't know if that's what I should do, trying to think, trying to decide, feeling like you don't have all the answers, or you can't see something, or there's missing information here. Whatever it may be, they're kind of stuck between this. They're like, do I fight for this situation or do I let go? With the Eight of Wands though, being like that's where their energy pulls, I would say they still feel very drawn to you. They still feel very drawn to this connection. And like I said, They feel like this situation is worth fighting for. Although the Seven of Wands can represent too, them kind of digging their heels in the ground here and maybe feeling like they're kind of resisting this. So I wouldn't be surprised, all in all, like with all of this kind of tug of war happening within this person, the Four of Swords being at the bottom of the deck, physically they might not be doing anything about it, or they, yeah, we have the Ten of Swords under there, the King of Wands, the Knight of Swords. They may not be trying to like do anything about it right now at this time, but I do think that with the Two of Wands, the Strength and the King of Cups, there will be a decision. Both of these cards here can represent making decisions and making choices here. So there will be a decision about what they feel they want to do here. There could be something about making amends for some of you with this Five of Swords and the Nine of Swords. Making amends. Putting their pride to the side, putting their ego to the side, and telling you what it is that they truly feel, what it is that they truly want. And the reason why there may be some avoidance to that is because that could be quite hard for this person. They could feel quite uncomfortable doing that. And so maybe doing nothing kind of seems like easier at this time. But again, with that Eight of Wands, they keep feeling this pull. They keep feeling this, like, well, I even the Eight of Cups guy on here is looking at the Eight of Wands. Like, they're walking this way, but they're focused this way. So it's like they're kind of, it looks like they're headed in this direction, but their attention is still back here. They're still feeling that pull here. Very interesting. But I do want to say too that the Two of Wands and with the Five of Swords, there is deep contemplation, but probably, like I said, not any action just yet. There's a lot of like back and forth. I'm picking up on this energy. There's a lot of like, should I, will I, could I? And I'm also feeling like there's a lot of like woulda, coulda, shoulda type of energy too. So like looking back in the recent past or the past and kind of like regretting or wanting to do something differently, or wondering, well, if I did that, would it have turned out? And I think that causes a lot of this here too. Like I said, I heard cringe. Like they literally like get thoughts or like feelings that come up and it makes this person cringe. Not even necessarily out of embarrassment, but it could just be hard to process here, right? The Five of Swords is like where we are, like mentally conflicted or even defeated at times. I want to check out the Oracle deck that we're going to use to see. I usually pre-shuffle the decks, but I'm like, I can't remember if I shuffled this one, so let's just give it a quick little shuffle just in case. Okay, Spirit, what else can you tell us about how this person is feeling about my pile 3 here? Hunger. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, and then we have at the bottom rejection. Hunger is like when we really want something, right? It's like almost like a primal energy. But there's also, I think, at the bottom peeking through here, this kind of this fear of rejection. Then we have determination. Wow. I'm almost getting like Chariot energy. So the zodiac sign Cancer could be significant, although it doesn't have to. We also have strength here with the Leo. But we will get further confirmation as well. When you're hungry too, or like a hungry heart, it feels as though something is lacking, right? It feels like though something is missing. Like you want to try to fill this void. And that makes sense too, because we have the determination, we have the hunger, and we were talking about this situation, them feeling like it's worth fighting for, and this is where they feel pulled to. But I think it just might be easier sometimes and less scary sometimes for them to lean into this energy. Making a clear choice and taking that action is definitely going to have to face some courage. Definitely going to have some strength here. But I think the hunger kind of represents that there is a desire, there is a feeling of like needing to get this, wanting this. Dang, they may want you so bad it hurts, because I keep looking at that person putting their hand on their chest. Let's see what else comes out. What else can you tell us, Spirit, about how this person is feeling about pile 3? What are their feelings for pile 3, Spirit? Sadness. What are their feelings for pile 3? And peace. I feel like they kind of want to make peace here. Whether it's like make peace with their situation, I do feel like there's a lot of stuff going on internally when it comes to this person, when it comes to you, with the hunger and the sadness. They could be wanting peace, but I think that this could also be like they want to make peace with you, especially with that 5 of Swords, is what I'm really feeling. If they did, it would give them peace inside too, instead of this hunger, instead of this sadness that we're seeing here. The bottom of the deck still is that rejection. They could feel rejected right now from the situation, whether you did anything to make them feel, or it was their fault or whatever. It kind of feels like there is that wound of rejection coming up right now. They could be convincing themselves that they'll just get rejected. They could be trying to convince themselves that it's no use, which is why we have that 2 of Swords and that 8 of Cups. But all in all, we see where the desire actually is. We see that pull. We see it in the hunger. We see the emptiness or the feeling of loss and the sadness here, and just wanting to have that peace. The 4 of Swords at the bottom of the deck too can also represent the peaceful energy that this person is just wanting to embody. So maybe sometimes this person just doesn't want to think about this situation or what's going on, just because it's really hard for them. We can see that there's lots of mental energy here. So right now they may be trying their best to kind of just put it to rest. And I'm not saying that that's easy or anything like that, but it's what they want. They kind of just want inner peace too. Which, I mean, who doesn't? And peace with you. Oh, what do we have under here? Disruption now. Oh, something disrupted their happiness. We have happiness, disruption, and rejection. Now they're feeling like... They're feeling like they can't have what they want at this time. And I think with the Strength card here too, like whatever's going on with this person, it is requiring them to have strength. Like it kind of shows sometimes when the Strength card in love readings comes up that whatever they're going through is not necessarily easy. And it's really caused them with that King of Cups underneath to have to grow, to have to mature emotionally, right? I'm already pulled to the channeled messages. All right, Spirit. How is this person feeling about pile 3? What are some channel messages that portray this person's feelings for my pile 3 here? You're so familiar to me, as if we've known each other for a long time. That makes me think of something like spiritual in the air too. Like past lifey, you know, kind of like that mystical familiarity, you know, like we've been here before, we've done this before, this isn't our first rodeo, even if this is our first time meeting in this life. Could be some karmic ties here too. And they could also just feel, you know, very comfortable around you too. That could be something, you know, that they genuinely see in you. They see like a comfortability, or they see you as somebody that just feels really good, really familiar to them. Like, you know how like when you kind of meet somebody that feels like that, like you've been friends forever and like a long time, you can just tell them anything, you know. Oh, and also for some of you too, if this connection, say like you haven't known this person for a long time, but the intensity of what they're feeling and how they're feeling this, it feels like, you know, they like the attachments could feel like, you know, they've known you a lot longer than what it is. What are their feelings for pile 3, Spirit? fire sign. We have Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius coming through. So that could be confirmation for some of you if you are dealing with a fire sign. If you're a fire sign, maybe this is them thinking about you. But also, I mean, we have to, the fire sign energy is usually very passionate energy, or it looks to be very passionate energy, you know, when we're feeling that fire, that spark. So, yeah. Oh, right when I was about to shuffle, this caught my eye. It says, I'm scared. What are their feelings for pile 3, Spirit? Oh, they're all about to fall. I'm so happy that I found you. Aww. And then as I looked at the bottom, it said, I can't trust you. That's kind of ironic, isn't it? Like we can like something, want something, love something so much, and still at the same time be very weary or like not wanting to trust it too, right? Like it feels too good to be true. I feel like that's just such a human thing sometimes. This reminds me of the Sun card here too. So you could have been or be just a light in this person's life, brought them a lot of joy. I'm so happy I found you. That could just be like, they just have so much gratitude and appreciation for like who you are as a person, how you've made them feel, the things you've done for them, whether that's just energetically, like unknowingly, you know what I'm saying, or physically too. There just seems to be an appreciation. Okay, this is kind of a lot, but we'll take the top one. I think you deserve better than me, and that makes me act crazy. I'm going to put the other ones back because we're going to switch. But we will check out the bottom of the deck here. It's upside down. I'm coming back to you. Hold on just a little bit longer. This I'm coming back has been coming up too. I do see there's similarities between all three, but like in the collective energy, I feel like the 8 of Cups, it's actually meant something different in a couple, I would say like it meant something different kind of in pile 2 and pile 1 than it did for you in pile 3. Like, but I think in the collective, the 8 of Cups is quite literally like letting go of everything that's not serving us anymore. And it doesn't have to necessarily be like, oh, you have to walk away. It's like, if you want a connection to work out, you have to let go of everything that's blocking you, right? Or everything that's stopping you from doing that, and so to speak. And I think that's something that's been really heavy in the collective energy too, is a form of releasing all the things that we're not, that are holding us back, I guess. And that, and more than just love too, like in general, like our lives and stuff. Let's get a couple of these and then we'll do the initials and zodiac signs here. Okay, so Spirit, now with this deck, can you portray how this person is feeling about pile 3? How are they feeling about pile 3? I think I'm going to pick these ones and not let them fall out because this deck's getting a little too born and torn, if you know what I mean. I put on a brave face, but I am scared too. Oop. I am scared to tell you how I really feel. Are we seeing a theme here? I think so. And I want to have your babies. Yeah, that's switching it up for sure. Oh. This is so telling. Okay, and this one's like slipping out too, as you can see. It's, did you put a spell on me? I think that's this reminds me of that 8 of Wands. And then that 7 of Wands, no matter how hard I resist, I still feel this pull towards you. They may not necessarily think you put a spell on them. This can show, you know how like that phrase is like, oh, you're under their spell, or you're under someone's spell. It's just you are so infatuated with them, or it's some would even say stuck on them. That's what I'm getting from this too. But if you are somebody who is super witchy and they know that, they may question if you have, or may want to know if you have. Okay. I'm not going to chase you is that Two of Swords, that do I stay, do I go, that Eight of Cups. I don't know what I should do right now at this time. This sounds very like egoic, of like, I'm not going to chase you or whatever, but I'm getting there's more to it than this. And I like how it landed right on the I put on a brave face, but I'm scared too. So like, even though this person may not be chasing you right now, or they may not be doing anything specifically right now, that doesn't mean that they're not feeling this, so to speak. Bottom of this deck we have, when I think about you, I touch myself. That's very much I want to have your babies type of energy too. So if you're wondering if this person is attracted to you or still attracted to you, yes, very much so. And we could even say the fire sign energy too, with that passion and stuff. Yeah. This person is kind of a little, they got to face their fears. They got to face it, you know, with this rejection and the sadness. You know, sometimes if you want something bad enough, you have to put all your issues, reservations to the side and go for it. But it depends on your situation as well too. Like, some of you may not want this person to do that, or whatever the case may be. But yeah. It does feel like this person was a bit triggered by this situation though. And that could be their feelings for you here too. The only thing I don't like about this energy is like there seems to be an unwillingness. There's to cooperate here. There seems to be... What am I trying to say, Spirit? I don't want to ruffle any feathers, but I think you deserve better than me, and that makes me act crazy. I think they're onto something here. I think you do deserve better than, you know, some tug and pull type of, or some inconsistent, or the not knowing type of energy, right? But, you know, at the same time, I am kind of like thinking, I'm like, I can't judge the whole thing off this 30-minute reading, right? Just this one time, one reading on how this person feels. There's always different factors, and you know your situation better than I do. I'm just reading this, right? You know, we could be here forever, and I could go into their character, their intentions, and all of this as well too, and then that could be a deciding factor as well. But I'm gonna leave it to you, you know, to decide on what's best for you. I do think that this person is feeling a pull or a call, so to speak, and it's looking like they may answer it. But I think that they're also feeling the pressure to step up and grow emotionally. Justice. Justice, well, we have Libra energy now here too, but justice reminds us too. Well, it reminds us of a few things. I'm just going to rattle them off, all the ones that are coming to mind. First things first, it's okay to always do right by yourself. Do what you feel is right for you, and also for others too. You know, if you're not hurting anyone else purposely, sometimes we have to make decisions for ourselves that may unintentionally hurt other people, right? That we can't help that. But for the most part, it's do what you feel is always best for you, your inner truth, what you feel is right. And justice is also a reminder too of karmic justice, that what will be, what's meant to be will work out for you when it's meant to work out, okay? Yeah, this could be some sort of karma this person is facing too with the justice. Okay. So we're going to get some more confirmation here, some more zodiac signs and some initials. And then we're going to get the final message for you, okay? Just a little something for you to leave on. So we're going to start right here. We already had, so we just saw Libra. We had Leo. And I think we said Cancer. I don't remember why Cancer came up, but I do remember it came up. Interesting. Okay, let's go ahead and see what are some significant zodiac signs, Spirit, for my pile 3s here. Aries. Okay, so we have Aries. The end of March and the month of April could be significant. We have Aquarius. All right. January and February. And we have more Leo. So the month of August or July could be significant. I want to get one more since we already got Leo, though. Let's see if we can get a different one. Okay, Virgo. Virgo is our last sign. Don't worry too much if you don't see their sign or their initial. It's just meant to be a little bit extra confirmation. If the reading resonated, then it resonated. You don't have to question that too much. Oh, E and Z right there. Easy. Wish it was easy, or wanting to make it easy. Okay. I just go by how I feel, and if I feel like grabbing some more, then we grab some more. That's the fun of being an intuitive reader. So we have a J. I also see an A and a Y. So J, like J-A-Y, could be significant. We have 2 J's. We have an A. Yeah, we definitely have like E's almost. Kind of looks like they're wanting some E's in this situation. So we have an E. An I. We have a lot of vowels, which means we might be able to spell a lot of words. We have 2 Z's, which always makes me think of sleeping. We have the 4 of Swords. Maybe this person needs to catch up on their sleep. Like that's something that they need to do is rest. We have a B. B-I-Z makes me think of like biz, like business, all up in my business. We have a Y. We have a V. We have a W. I don't know why I'm thinking of the name Viv or Vivian. We have S. R. And a Q. It does look like we're gonna have like names here, like Ray. Oh, also Bay. So those are the initials here. Let me know if you guys see any words or names or anything like that in the comments for pile 3. I always love to see, love to hear. But we're going to get your message now. So this could be about this connection. It could just be a little message for you in general, something to kind of take with you when you go. But let's see. So Spirit, what is the message here for pile 3? We're also going to read from the guidebook in this deck as well. What is the message here for pile 3? What does pile 3 need to hear? Like shuffling really good for you guys for some reason. Perseverance with the joy guides. Let's get one more. And leap of faith with the guardian angel. Bottom of the deck, we have truth with higher self. I like that like image of the veil being lifted. The curtain, peeking through the curtain. Always reminds me too, that reminds me of like the Wizard of Oz. I feel like that's how this reality for us a lot of the time is. It's like something looks like something, or it's depicted as something. Even like the people, like the government, people in power and things like that. It's very like reminds me of the Wizard of Oz when the great and powerful Oz was just like a projection, right? And like it was all smoke and mirrors. and they're like, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. They want you to focus on the big scary guy that looks powerful and all that kind of stuff too. So there may be something in regards to that, not necessarily the Wizard of Oz, but like seeing something for what it is here with this higher self and truth. Maybe you thought something was this way, but now you're like seeing it differently, and you're like, oh, well, that's not as bad as I thought, or that's not as scary as I thought, or now I'm starting to see why, or see the truth of this situation here. Oops, I have the wrong book. No wonder why I can't find it. Right when I open up to, we have 35 denial. Denial is usually the opposite of truth here too. Or it's not the opposite, it's the avoidance of the truth. Okay. Study, practice, reevaluation, and review for the perseverance. Your joy guides ask you not to give up even if you don't yet see results from your efforts. You are here to learn to successfully create the life that you want. You are facing a steeper learning curve right now, and you are encouraged to persevere. Go slow and don't judge yourself. Some things take more time and effort than you originally imagined. You may make some mistakes as well. It's all a part of the creative learning experience. Success will eventually come to you if you keep at it. Study your situation with curiosity and consideration. Question why one choice worked when another didn't. Be attentive and thorough in your observations. Appreciate your successful creations and seek to understand what contributed to these successes. You did something right in bringing about these positive experiences of your life. What was it? By the same token, study your less than rewarding outcome and equal curiosity. Examine where you made your mistakes so that you can avoid repeating them in the future. Your joy guides encourage you to ask for help in removing the blocks and blind spots that keep you from attracting what you really want in life. Consider your unsuccessful creations as rough drafts and continue trying. Keep your spirits up. You will turn things around soon and succeed where you are presently falling short. The joy guides message is do not give up. In the leap of faith here, one. Ooh. Sorry, right when I went to just like skim it, the truth one came up, so I'm just going to skim this one. When diagnosis is correct, the healing begins. Yeah, Carl Jung. It is time to make the proper diagnosis now. Sorry, guys, we'll talk about it. The leap of faith, intuition, certainty, confidence, and risk. You're guided to take the leap of faith and make a significant change in your life. Yeah, I do feel like regardless of what's happening right now, Spirit is asking for your faith and for your confidence, and that it's not over. Like, it's not over till you say it's over. And I'm not even just talking about like this connection. I'm talking about like your journey, your experiences in general, right? Like, this has been a common message, I feel, in the collective here too, that sometimes when something isn't working out the way that we want it to, when we want it to, it can be really easy to get discouraged. It can be really easy to not trust, or to think that the universe is conspiring against you, or to be riddled with worry and doubt and things like that. But then it's also like a reminder. Spirit keeps reminding us and pushing us back to say that these experiences have value, they have meaning, and it's not all that there is. Your life is not all, and your love life is not all disappointment. It's not all sacrifice. It's not all, you know, doom and gloom. That you are going to experience what you want in this life too. And usually when the perseverance or the not giving up card, it can be closer than you think, right? You may be really close to it. That's why Spirit's like, keep going. We also have it by the joy guides and the guardian angels too. And so it may take, like we said, faith to trust, but there's also something to trust in too, is that you have a higher self, or you have whatever you want to call it, the universe or your spirit guides that sees things from a different perspective. They see things as the whole type of picture, right? Not just the experience that you're going through right now. And so with that, you are on a path and you are being led. And You can't see everything that's coming to you. You can't see everything that's going to happen, and that's okay. The uncertainty, though, it sucks. I'm not going to lie. It sucks to our ego, too. Like, in a perfect world, we would have all the answers, know all of the steps of the way, and, you know, have it all figured out. But to Spirit's perspective and your higher self's perspective, they're like, where's the fun in that? You know, like, you're going to experience all these things that you want to experience. You just kind of have to trust. You have to keep going. And you have to trust that the universe works in duality too. Sometimes we go through experiences that we don't like, right? And then the next experience is really good. And then so on and so forth. And you can rest assured to know that good things are coming to you, that things will work out for you. I was going to say something, but it completely... And there's things happening behind the scenes that, again, only your higher self may be able to see at this time. Underneath there, we have the truth, the higher self, and we have decisions underneath here with the higher self too. We have purpose with teacher guides. Yeah, things, there's reasons why, you know, the choices have led you to where they've led you. And your choices will lead you to where you need to go to. You have a higher influence influencing that almost effortlessly. Sometimes when we overthink it, it gets a little tricky, but it's effortlessly, and it's a lot more powerful than you think. But it also, at the same time, I know this sounds stupid because I just said it's powerful, it's very subtle too. And so we have to trust in that. And it kind of just feels like one of the main messages here for you is it's easier when we kind of loosen our grip a little bit. You don't have to completely let go, but, like, you know, loosen your grip a little bit. Be a little flexible. And leaps of faith, they're not easy. Trust me, I know. But they're very rewarding. Because you wouldn't be led in this direction. You wouldn't be led to have faith, to trust, to go in this direction if it wasn't for a reason too. This reminds me of a quote from somebody. Just somebody, it wasn't like a famous person, it was just somebody on the internet. But it reminds me of a quote for somebody that they were like, just so you know, I'm doing it scared. And then they came back and, like, replied to their own, like, post. They were like, just so you know, I did it scared and I was rewarded gratefully. And so, I don't know, I just thought that was so powerful, because it just shows that sometimes we have to push through, whether that's moving on from a situation or whatever it is to you, trying again, or, you know, like, sometimes the blind faith could be like, okay, this isn't working out, so I'm gonna have blind faith and I'm gonna step away and I'm gonna let the, you know, universe or show me something different, or I'm gonna take a different path or make a different choice, you know. It just depends on what it means to you. Sometimes the leap of faith is like, okay, well, maybe I'll try this again if this person wants to, you know, wants to make it right or whatever. But that's something that you're going to have to answer to yourself, though. And I think that with that being said, like, with that being the message, there's something important about trusting your discernment and making your choices and following your heart. Because it's leading you to some place where you belong. Yeah. Perseverance has been a theme in my spiritual journey, almost to the point where I got sick of hearing it. But I will say, as I've matured, as I've grown, and as I've experienced, and as I've looked back, the perseverance was 100% necessary. I couldn't stay in those places any longer. I couldn't stay in that energy very long, or much longer. It's kind of like you need to see what else is out there. You need to get out there. You need to get out your comfort zone, and you need to experience, and then trust that it's going to be okay. And even though I've experienced things that, you know, sucked and stuff, in the end, it's always pretty much okay. Or there's reasoning behind it. You get what I'm saying? And so it kind of feels like, since this leap of faith usually can represent like the Fool energy, even though it's a number 3, which is interesting because that's the Empress energy, which there could be a story in that too, but it's that Fool energy. The Fool carries with him optimism at the same time. And nothing is more dangerous than a fool with experience. I know those kind of contradict, because when you think of the Fool card in tarot, it's like, oh, it can sometimes be like naive or like you're, you know, blind optimism and stuff like that. But the Fool with experience, oh yeah, that's a powerful tool to have. Okay. So I think that's it. I think I'm going to leave this reading here for you guys. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. Thank you so much for being here and listening to the reading. Thank you to those who like the videos, who comment, who are subscribed. Thank you so much. And who share or just interact with the channel in any way. It means a lot to me. You have no idea. And I appreciate every single one of you. And even if you're just a listener on the other end, and that's okay too. I appreciate you just for being here. But I am going to head out, guys. So if you're not subscribed and you want to see some of the future tarot content that I have, feel free to check it out. Feel free to do that and then check it out. If you don't want to, that's fine. Maybe I'll see you on the timeline and later, like your timeline, I mean, your homepage or whatever. Sometimes these videos tend to pop up like right when you need them the most. That's why I like to say they're timeless. You can find one, or one from like 3 years ago will pop up, and if it fits your situation, it was meant to be seen when it was seen. So the universe does work in mysterious ways in that sense, and sometimes things don't make sense when they're being made or when they're being done, but they definitely make sense later. And I also think that there's a lesson in that too. Okay. All right, I'm going to stop yapping, and I will see you guys hopefully in the next one somewhere, or maybe again someday. So I will see you there. Bye.